Well, Mauricio, great to catch up with you here in Saudi Arabia, an unusual place actually for us to be, but boxing becoming much more visible here.
Absolutely. There has been a growth in the area, not only in the big fights, but also the novice fighters. There's a good ground breaking. I'm very proud to be here.
Yeah, sure. Now, we're here for the Jake Paul-Tommy Fury fight, and this is a fight of some sort of difference, but the WBC have now put their name to it as well. Would you like to explain, what's on the line with the WBC?
No, we simply made an announcement. The winner will be ranked by the WBC, and we prepared a special commemorative belt as a trophy for the winner. It is a commemorative belt from DDA season, which is here from Saudi Arabia, special. And we're just happy to be here and bring a little bit of added value to a great event.
Sure. I mean, what's your thoughts on Jake Paul coming into the sport of boxing? I mean, he's worked hard over the last few years, and this is really his first proper professional fight against Tommy Fury, obviously the younger brother of Tyson, so there's a lot of intrigue going into this one. But what's your thoughts on what Jake's done for the sport?
Well, it's sensational. When you have someone bringing millions of eyeballs to the sport, bringing young audience, which is very much needed, we support it. And I know Jake Paul for several years, his brother as well. They participated and they won a WBC amateur belt years ago.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new. And he works very hard, he respects the sport, he has a passion and a dedication and discipline. And it is not proper to discriminate him for being a celebrity, but also a fighter. And he's fighting and he has improved his skills, has tremendous punching power. So it should be a sensational fight with Tommy Fury, who's a professional fighter that has much to prove.
Yeah, I mean, this is it, isn't it? It's like the going into the unknown here, because Jake Paul obviously not come from a fighting background. Tommy has, but never really boxed at any sort of level. So there's a split divide here on who they think is going to win this fight, and it could go either way.
It could go either way. It's a very interesting fight. Two undefeated fighters, and it's going to be interesting.
Sure. I mean, let's move on now. I want to get into this situation with Conor Benn. The WBC have just recently reinstated him into their rankings. Can you explain a little bit about how that's happened?
Yeah, the clean boxing program protocol has finished, and we put out a press release, which is self-explanatory, and he will be reinstated next month on the rankings.
Sure. I mean, the British Boxing Board of Control, he doesn't hold a license anywhere at the moment, Conor Benn. He relinquished his British Boxing Board of Control license. So with him getting reinstated, just to clear all this up, he gets reinstated into the WBC rankings, but he will have to get a license from somewhere in the world. I'm not sure he's going to go down the British Boxing Board route, so could that possibly be America or somewhere else?
I don't know. We do not license back boxers, and we simply said everything that happened in the ruling, so that's all that we have to say about the case.
Yeah, I mean, I know you received a 270-page document about, Conor's case and about what he was saying to prove his innocence. He did fail two tests at two different times, the UCAD test that he had failed. Could you clear up how, I don't know if you can go into this legally or not, but how this was cleared up? I mean,
I am not a scientist, and the ruling is very clear. That's the only thing that we have to say about the matter.
I mean, you was comfortable with what they presented in that document to say, well, yeah, it's okay to let him continue boxing, even though he had failed those two tests previously.
You're trying to put me into a corner.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get the answer. That's all.
No, the answer
is still a little bit unclear at the moment as to why or how he was reinstating the WBC rulings without having this license.
We did a process under the protocol, and the ruling came from that process, and that's what we put out a couple of days ago.